Assalamu alaikum students. Today I'm going to explain you uh, one of the major topic for paper 4 in IGCSE mathematics, the graphs of functions. So sometimes the students they do feel that graphs of function is a very easy topic and they can complete the table and then they plot those points on the graph and then they join them. They can easily solve this question. The problem is not in you know, tabulating the points or plotting the points on the grid. Issue is with these questions, which normally examiner gives related to the graphs. You have to answer them. So I have actually compiled some of the recent questions came on graphs of functions, and I will try to give you some tips from the calculator as well as how to draw the graph and how to get the information from the graph and how to verify some of the answers which you get from the graph and you verify them from the calculator. So all these things I'm gonna explain in this video to you. The first question, if you see, he has provided you the equation of a graph which is a cubical graph. And guys, cubical, why I say cubical, because the maximum power of the variable is 3. Normally the cubical functions, when you draw them, they are like this type of a shape, and there is no broken graph inside it, so it's a cubical graph. And he has provided you a table, and in the table how many values of x he has taken: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values and 7 points. He will ask us to plot them on the grid. Out of those 7 points, he has already provided you the information of the corresponding y coordinates. They are like, as per the question he gave you, mm, this y coordinate, this y coordinate, this y coordinate, and this coordinate. So three y coordinates are not provided by the examiner. Now you have to take out your calculator, and in the calculator I would suggest you to copy the function on the computing mod and leaving bracket open and close in the place of x. So I'm going to copy 2 bracket open close raised to the power raised to the power 3. So you see that in the place of x I left bracket open and close, and then minus 4 bracket open close squared, then plus 3. The moment you complete your expression on the calculator, then in the place of brackets, one by one you will substitute the values of x. The first value of x is 0. You write 0 in this bracket and 0 in the other bracket and get your answer, which is 3. So I'm going to write here 3. Next value of x is 0.5. So I'm going to change the 0 to 0.5 in the brackets. Now see what the answer comes. It's 2.25. So 2.25 we are going to write. And now I'm going to change my value of x, which was 0.5, to 1 now, and it gives me 1. Perfect. Now you have basically how many points? Basically, we have now 7 points. Let me plot the first point, which is -1 and -3, -1 and -3. So this is the point. First point, we have it, -1 and -3. Then minus 0.5, 1.75, minus 0.5, and 1.75. This is 1.7. I just put approximately here. So this is 1.75. 0 3. We plot this point here. 0.5 2.25, 0.5 2.25. Next 1 1, 1.5 is 0.75, which is zero point 0.7. This is 0.75. Then 2 3, 2 3. Didn't I tell you the shape of the graph looks like this? Now let me join the points smoothly. You may use rulers to join them with straight lines, but I will join the points smoothly, and this type of a curve comes in front of me. After drawing it, on the first question, he says that use your graph. Now you cannot use usual algebraic techniques. No, you have to rely on the graph to solve this equation. Now, how can I solve this equation? First, I need to see what is the original function. The original function is y equals 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3. So, the equation which I want to solve, let me copy it here. What was the original equation? Y equals 2x cubed minus 4x cubed, 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3. Is it? Yeah. So, guys, you can see this um, equation of a graph is matching with the left hand side of the equation which you want to solve. Wow. So what is on the right hand side? You have on the right hand side is 1.5, which is basically which equation? A horizontal line which is y equals 1.5. I need to draw this line. Y is equals to 1.5. Now place my ruler on 1.5, and you can see this line will cut the sketch how many times? Three times. So I can say there are three possible solutions. An examiner will provide you three possible spaces, answering spaces. Now I'm gonna write my first answer. Here it comes. Second is this. Sorry, this. And then the third point of intersection is here. Let me write the coordinates. This is minus 0.55. This looks to me 6, 7, and zero point 0.8 approximately. And this is 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, and 1.8 approximately. Now you can also use the equation solver of calculator to, it's just for verifying your answers. But let me copy my answers first. My answers are minus 0.55, zero point 0.8, and 1.8. Since they are the graphical answers, there is a benefit of doubt, or maybe I can say that there is a margin of error, but not more than 1 centimeter. I think I must not say more than 1 centimeter. 0.5 to the right and zero point 0.5 to the left. That error can be accepted by the examiner, or maybe you can check the marking scheme. He has written some range of answers which are acceptable by the examiner. So let me write this equation here. I'm going to write x whole power 3 minus 4x squared plus 3 equals 1.5. So I'm using equation solver feature from the calculator to verify my answers. So shift solve. Calculator will give you some initial guess. So change this guess to the closer to the answer, which is your first answer, minus 0.55. So I'm going to give my guess minus zero point 0.1. So I'm giving a command to the calculator to give me the answer, uh, or the neighboring answer to minus 1, to my guess. So the calculator gave me minus zero point 0.4. So my answer is 0.55. So there is an error of zero point 0.1, zero point 0.01. It's all fine. It's accepted by the examiner. Now change your guess closer to zero point 0.8. So I'm going to write here 0.9. So automatically my answer will be refined, and I got my answer 0.78, which is also accepted by the examiner. The error is not too much. Now change your guess from yani, 0.78 to 1 point. I want to check 1.8, my real answer. So closer to that is 1.9. That is my guess, and I want to see that am I going to get it. So my answer is 1.75. However, I wrote 1.8. That is again accepted by the examiner. So alhamdulillah, through the calculators, we can verify our graphical answers as well. Now, so first thing, in the third part, you saw that he gave you the equation, and on the other side it was 1.5. So we drew the horizontal line, and we saw that how many times that horizontal line is cutting the graph. So three times, so three solutions, we wrote them. Now fourth question is the left hand side. First verify, is it the same equation? 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3. Yes, it is the same. And now rather than writing a number, he left here k. So k is a number, and he said that if the k is from minus 1 to 2, because k is a horizontal line, the graph has only one solution. So can we suggest what is the value of k? Any k is not between minus 1 and 2. The value of x is from minus 1 to 2. Let me check, where is minus 1? X is equal to minus 1 to 2. The whole grid on the x-axis. He said that range, you have to tell that the possible integers, when you draw the horizontal line, it will just give you only one intersection with the graph or one solution. Algebraically, one solution, and graphically, one cut. Now, my friends, you have seen I have drawn the curve in front of you. Now, start from here, your ruler. Look at that. Up till now, my graph is not cutting anymore the curve. So drag it down and keep it horizontal. Look at that. How many times it? If I use k is equal to 3, and the horizontal line 3, so you see it is touching the curve, and it is cutting the one part of the graph. So it has two solutions. Now as you drag it further down, your graph starts cutting three times. The ruler is cutting the graph three times. So three solutions, three solutions. So if I use k is equal to 2, any this line, horizontal line, then you have three solutions. And if I use k is equal to 1, guys, again your ruler, when we use ruler to draw the line, it cuts the curve at 3 points. Now drag it down furthermore. Now here the graph is one time touching, and on the left hand side it is cutting. The moment you bring it down, guys, now look at that. If you use k is equal to 0, then your line, the horizontal line, will cut the graph only one time. Minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. So how many values are possible, my friends? 0 is possible, minus 1 is possible, minus 2 is possible, and 3 is possible. These are all the positive integers. Sorry, these are all the integers which you if you draw the horizontal, like y is equals to 0 line, if you draw the y is equal to -1 line or -2 line or -3 line, these lines will cut the graph only one time, so you will get only one solution. So what was the question? He said write down the possible integer value of k. So you can he uses a word possible. So possible means there are so many answers. So you can say k can be 0, k can be 1, k can -1, k can be -2, k can be -3. So any solution will be acceptable by the examiner. So I'm just writing here -1 for you. Now the B part is, in the B part, he says on the grid, draw tangent to the curve. So tangent is a line which touches the curve at only one point. So at which point he is interested? He's interested at x is equal to 1. My friends, this point is 1, yani x is equal to 1. Go to the curve. So this is the point where the x coordinate is 1 and the y coordinate is 3. Done. So I want to draw the tangent. So when you draw the tangent, guys, I would suggest you bring your ruler placement from this side and keep the same distance on the left and on the right, and keep dragging towards the point and leaving same distance left and right. And then the moment you see now the line which you will draw, it will touch the curve at only one point where you want to draw the tangent. So draw the tangent. So see that, guys, although it looks like the tangent which I have drawn, it is cutting more than 1 points, but approximately it is the right tangent we have drawn. So tangent is drawn, so you will get 1 mark. Now definitely examiner will ask you what is the gradient of this line. Guys, gradient, to find the gradient of a line, that's not a big deal. You already know one of the point on this line, the blue line. You can see this blue line is also cutting the x-axis. So can you guess that what it would be? 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So this point is 0.4 comma 0. Now can I find the gradient? The formula for the gradient is y2 minus y1, and 3 minus 0 over uh, x2 minus x1, 1 minus 0.4. So check what is the answer we are getting. 3 minus 0 over 1 minus 0.4, it gives us 5. So the gradient is 5. Now the equation of the tangent line we want to find, it's easy. Y is equal to mx plus c. We found the gradient. At which point, guys, you can see that it is cutting the y-axis. It is cutting at 1 point, minus 1.8. So y equals 5x minus 1.8, because the y-intercept is this one. And you can also find the y-intercept by using this gradient and one of the point. So y equals 5x minus 1.8 is the equation of our line. So this is first question which in which the table was provided, and I have drawn the curve, and with the help of the curve, boys, I found some answers to the questions. Now second question, if you look at that, it's a parabola curve, and the face of the parabola is down. It means the coefficient of x square has to be negative. um, we will see. He said that the grid has shown the graph and it is passing through 2 points. So if any curve is passing through the points, you can substitute those points into the equation of the curve one by one. So substitute this point. So y coordinate is 4a plus b, x is 0 squared. So 4 is equals to a, because b times 0 will be finished. So a is equal to 4, and now you substitute 1 1. It gives you a plus b is equal to 1, and I found a4. So b is equals to -3. Substitute it here, -3, and a is equals to 4. After finding a and b, what's the next question? Write down the equation of a tangent to the graph at 0, 4. So if at 0, 4, I draw the tangent line. Guys, you remember tangent line is a line which touches the curve at only one point. So I'm just going to draw the tangent at this point. So this is y is equals to 4 because it's a horizontal line. So the answer is y is equals to 4. Now he said the equation of a tangent to the graph at x is equal to -1 is y equals 6x plus 7. Find the equation of the tangent to the graph at x is equal to 1. Wow. Look at the parabola first. At the parabola, we he said that the equation of the tangent at -1, x is equals to -1 is, if you draw the tangent here, he didn't ask us to draw, but I'm just going to show it to you. If we draw the tangent, if we draw the tangent, I'll use the red color. He said that at x is equals to 1, if you draw, your equation is y equals 6x plus 7. What would be the equation of a tangent if you draw it at x is equal to 1? So friends, I'm going to ask you, does this parabola look symmetrical about the y-axis? So he wants to use the symmetric property of this parabola to write the equation of this line. So basically, this is y is equal to 6x plus 7, and the equation which we want to write at x is equals to 1, only the gradient will change its sign. So it becomes minus x plus 7. The y-intercept stays the same. So I use the symmetric property of the parabola, that the two tangents, one tangent which you draw it here, the other tangent you draw it here. So how can I write their equations? I can write their equations by keeping their gradients with opposite signs, but y-intercept stays the same. So that's the beautiful property which we found, or we found the equation of a second tangent line by using the symmetric property of a parabola. So I'm going to write here y equals minus 6x plus 7. Second question, he gave you a table as like the first question. For the table, guys, we always use calculators, computing mod, and 1 plus 5 over 3 minus, in the place of x you leave bracket open and close, and now in the place of bracket you will write first of all -1 and get your answer, which gives you 2.25. So I'm going to write here 2.25. Now again, take out the calculator, erase in the bracket -1 and write here 0. You get 8 over 3, which is 2.67. 2.67. And how the another point which is left to us, that is 1. I'm gonna get it. It gives 7 over 2, which is 3.5. So look, the table is completed. The next thing is, on the grid, draw the graph. on the grid which was provided to us. We need to draw the graph, which has 4 marks. Um, we can plot the point minus 2, 2, minus 2, 2. Okay. Next, minus 1.5, 2.1, minus 1.5, 2.11, 2.11, minus 1, 2, 2.25. Yes. Minus 0.5, 2.43. 0, 2.67. 0.53. 1, 1.4, 1, 3.5, 1.5, 4.33. So we can join them now smoothly. We get this graph. Write down the values of x where the two graphs intersect. So let's check where the two graphs intersect. Ruler is very helpful in this case. So the golden line and the black graph, they are intersecting at this point. I'm going to use this point, and they're intersecting at this point. This point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 minus 0.75, and this is 0.5, so 0.55 minus 0.75 and 0.55. Next, now he's going to bring algebra inside it. What is this? The answer to the part CI are the two solutions of a cubical equation in terms of x. Find this equation in the form, which form we want it, in a cubical form. Okay, so let's try to get the value of yani the cubical form which he is asking us to get it. um, as you know, guys, the two solutions are already found by us, and these two solutions, then he says that, let me go and check it. Yes, we want to find a point of intersection. What was the first equation we found it? Let me copy it here. First equation was a plus bx squared, which is 4 minus 3x squared. 4 minus 3x squared. Because, guys, I'm writing here a plus bx squared. He was asking us the intersection of the two curves. The equation of the first curve was a plus bx squared, which is 4 minus 3x squared. Put it equals to um, the second equation, which is 1 plus 5 over 3 minus x. So, can we simplify this equation to get the desired cubical equation? For sure, I'm going to send 1 to the left. So when 1 goes to the left, so 1 and 4, we can simplify them. So what is the answer I'm going to get? 3 minus 3x squared is equal to 5 over 3 minus x. Now, this 3 minus x multiplied with this one, keep the brackets on, is equal to 5. Now, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 3x minus 9x squared plus 3x cubed is equal to 5. Now simplify it and rearrange them. 2x cubed minus 9x squared minus 9x squared minus 3x, and 9 minus 5 is plus 4. Didn't he ask us to get the cubical equation? And we found it. So I'm just copying it here. 3x cubed minus 9x squared minus 3x plus 4. Next question. He said that the diagram shows the two functions. Write down each function. It's pretty simple, my friends. This point is 0, 5, and this point is minus 5, 0. The gradient is, if you want to find a gradient, 5 minus 0 over 0 minus minus 5, which is 5 over 5, which is 1. This is like in detail if you want to do that. If you don't want to do all these steps, because it's a sketch, what is the rise and what is the run? So you go 5 units here and 5 units here. So this is 5 and this is 5. Your gradient is 5 over 5, which is 1. And what is the y-intercept here? The y-intercept is 5. The equation is y equals mx 1x plus 5. So I'm going to write here x plus 5. This is a sine graph because sine graph is a wavy form, but it is not a cosine graph. Cosine graph starts from the not from 0. The cosine graph starts from here, but sine graph starts from the 0. There is one surprising package here. The package is this one, that the graph is between minus 2 and 2. It normally it is between minus 1 and 1. So what do you need to do? You just write sine x graph, but multiply with 2 because we want to keep the graph between minus 2 and 2. If the graph was between minus 1 and 1, then you just write sine of x graph. But since it is between minus 2 and 2, you multiply the sine graph with 2. This type of concept is normally asked by the examiner in A-level exams, but here I don't know. He is stretching the sine graph from minus 2 to 2. So be careful, guys, in the exam. See what is your vertical axis. It is starting from 2, and it is how much y-axis was consumed in drawing this graph from minus 2 to 2. So sine x graph, but please multiply it with 2. Next graph is the question number, the B part is, he gave you a P point here. The diagram shows the graph another function by drawing a suitable tangent where we want to draw the suitable tangent at point P. So I'm going to draw a suitable tangent at P. So when I draw the tangent, I need to see what are these points. This point is 2 and 2.7. And is it passing through any other points? Suppose this is 0 0.6, 0 0.7, 0 0.75, and 1. So I want to find the gradient. So gradient is 2.7 minus 1 over 2 minus 0.75. 2.7 minus 1 over 2 minus 0.75. It gives us 1.36. Now here we want to find the stationary points. Stationary points tells you that you have to take the derivative. So dy by dx, 4x cubed, its derivative is 12x squared, minus 3x is minus 3, put it equals to 0. So 12x squared is equals to 3. X squared is equal to 3 over 12. And then, guys, x is equals to x squared is equal to 1 over 4, and then x is equals to plus minus 1 over 2. So this is minus 1 over 2, and this is 1 over 2. To get the corresponding y coordinates, if x is equals to 1 over 2, substitute it in the place of x. Use calculator. 4 bracket open, close, power 3 minus 3 bracket open, close, and then plus 3 in the brackets. I'm gonna write 0.5 and get the answer. It is 2. Now replacing the 0.5 with minus 0.5, it's giving you 4. To decide which point is maximum and minimum, you need to plug it into the first derivative. This is the derivative. 12x squared minus 3. Substitute this value of x and this value of x one by one. So if x is equals to negative 1 over 2, oh, did I take the second derivative? I forgot. Sorry for that. That was my first derivative. To find the nature of the stationary point, you have to take the second derivative. So this gives you 24x. Just plug here the points. One times you put minus 1 over 2, and the second time you put 1 over 2. So 24 in the place of x, I put minus 1 over 2, and here 24 multiplied with 1 over 2. It gives you negative 12, and it gives you 12. If the answer comes to you negative, it tells you that this point gives you a maximum point. Opposite sense. Since 12 is positive, it means its point will be minimum. Which point is maximum now? Minus 1 over 2. 4 is a maximum point, and 1 over 2, 2 is a minimum point. So that's all with this question. Next is B part. He gave you the equation of a graph, which is a parabola. He said by drawing a suitable line on the grid, solve the equation. Oh wow. Solve the equations. You first match your equation with the given equation of a curve. Is there any difference? Your answer is yes, there is a difference. Can you send minus 2x to the right and minus 2 to the right? Because I want to have the same thing on the left hand side as what I have been given in the equation of a curve. So minus 2x and minus 2 are sent on the right hand side. We don't need them. Now what do we need? We need minus x plus 1 has to be here on the left. But in mathematics, you are not allowed to write anything from your own in an equation. So you need to balance it. So if you write minus x plus 1 on the left, you have to write the same thing on the right. Now you confirm that your left hand side stays the same as the equation of a curve, but what is happening on the right hand side? Can you simplify it? Once you simplify, 2x minus x will give you x, and plus 2 and plus 1 will give you 3. So basically, you have to draw y is equals to x plus 3 line on the grid. How to draw y is equal to x plus 3? It's pretty simple. Put x is equal to 0, it gives you x, y is equal to 3. If you put x is equal to 1, it gives you y is equal to 4. So 0, 3 point and 1, 4 point, plot them and draw the line. 0, 3, this is the line, point, and 1, 4, this is the point. Can you draw the line? So I'm ready to draw the line. So when I draw the line, it cuts the curve at 2 points. What are the 2 points? On the x-axis, it is minus 0.8, and this is 2.7. So the answers are minus 0.8 and 2.7. You may also get this answer from the equation solver to verify these answers. Question number 5, guys, if you can look into them. Again, it's completing the table and drawing the curve. I will leave it on you. Um, and if you would have any question, you may ask me later on. But I think this video session which I have given to you can give you an appropriate idea how to draw the graphs. Thank you, guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.